Hot cross buns, hot cross bun. 1 a penny, 2 a penny, hot cross bun. When I was growing up, my mother used to make the best hot cross buns. I am today trying to bring those memories back of a beautiful childhood when my mom and my dad would cook up a storm because it was Easter. Easter was a big thing here in my country in the Bahamas, and it still is today. We make hot cross buns and bean and rice or peas and rice Bahamian style, and we cook up a fish. But you know I'm vegan, so I don't eat fish. As I make for you my mama's favorite hot cross buns. Have you had them before? If you haven't, you probably want to visit me. Just knock on my door and say, Marlene, I'm here to taste those hot cross buns. Let me show you what they look like. Listen, right here, I've got the best, yummy, tasting hot cross buns in the world. Yum! Let me take them back to my main camera so you can see. Look at those. They're moist and they're soft, and they have little crosses all over them. Yes. So this is what we're doing today here on Something Better Today with Marlene McKinney. Are you ready? Get your flour, get your sugar and spice, and all things nice, and let's start cooking. If you haven't done so already, remember, like, subscribe, hit that bell, and remember, every time we come on, you'll know when our next show is up and running. Please remember to share with everyone you love and care about. Let's get cooking. We've got bread to make. Are you excited? I sure am. So here's what we're doing. We're making a very basic hot cross bun bread. It's just a basic bread, and then you have your additives added to it at the end. Let's see if I can find some oil. You know, I'm always in this cupboard, right? And that cupboard needs to be reorganized in such a big way. Anyway, nevertheless. Okay, so we're going to do our yeast first. So the order in which we make bread is that we make sure to activate the yeast to make sure that the yeast is not dead. So what we do, we pour in our water. We have half cup of water, half cup of coconut milk. All right, make sure we get it all in there. And I put in my sugar. Bring it center so you can see. And I have a 1/4 cup of oil. And I can measure that because I mean, a 1/4 cup is about 2 tablespoons of oil. That's what it is. Okay. Good, so I stir. And then while I'm stirring, I add my baker's yeast, Fleshman's yeast, whichever one, instant yeast. Whichever yeast you choose to use, that is the one that we want. Of course, it has to be baker's yeast. And I stir, and I stir, and I get some exercise, and I build those muscles, right? I'm stirring to make sure that it's all dissolved and that we can get that yeast activated. Okay. And I set that aside. All right, let's set it aside. So while we are waiting for the yeast to activate, which may take a few moments, I'm going to concentrate on my flour. So in my flour bin, I have, or in my bowl, I have half and half. I call it half-half. Okay, so I have 2.5 cups total flour. I have 1.5 cups of whole wheat, fine, and I have 1.5 cups of a bread flour. You can choose your bread flour from your local grocery store. Then I'm going to sprinkle my 1 teaspoon of salt. All right. And my spices. You can choose whichever spices you want. You can use nutmeg, cinnamon. Just sprinkle it all in there. All right. Good stuff. All right. Then I'm going to add to that a teaspoon of orange zest. All right. Now, when I was growing up, I'll tell you this. My auntie, Frida, was also a great hot cross bun. Oh my goodness, she was a great baker. And she would make those hot cross buns. And listen, between her and my mom, and we all lived in the same yard. And we would just have those hot cross buns. They would just be, the aroma would just permeate throughout the entire yard. And we couldn't wait as children to get our teeth into those hot cross buns. Yes. We just make sure it's all incorporated, and then we bring it together. So what else do I have? So when I was growing up, my mother used to use Tutti Frutti. Now, some of you don't like Tutti Frutti. Tutti Frutti is simply the fruit that we put in fruit cakes or hot cross buns or whatever else you choose to use. It's dried fruit. That's simply what it is. Dried fruit. It's a little sweetened. To get it to be soft and get rid of some of the sugar, what I do, I boil it. And then I drain the water and I get rid of the water. I also have a half cup to a cup of raisins. You can use raisins. You can use craisins, you can use raisinets, the little small ones. It's your choice, whatever you wish to use. When we come back, I'll show you what happens when our yeast has grown. Soon come back. Don't go nowhere. Don't touch that dial. And if you haven't done so already, remember to subscribe, like, share, and comment because we love hearing from you. I love hearing from my guys all over the world. You're commenting and we do appreciate you. Thank you. And we'll see you soon. So we're back and our yeast has grown. Check it out, guys. Look at that. It is growing. And you don't have to put it in a dark place. It just grows. All right. It just grows. So remember, you've measured our flour. All right. Sounds good. All right. So what I'm going to do, I am going to spoon in I'm going to put in half of my flour. All right, and I am going to pour in my liquid. I'm going to put all of my liquid in. All right, so this is how we do bread. You stir just like that. Get it all incorporated and stir. Now, if you have a mixer, it's good for you. But this is for those of us who don't have one, all right? Good. So then I'm going to put in a little at a time and stir as I go. This is how you do this. You stir as you go, all right? So it's getting stiff, you see? You see that? Put another little scoop. All right. And you stir it in. And then you're going to get to a place where we can't stir no more. We're going to have to use these fingers. All right. And that's fine. Bread making intimidates so many people. It's not difficult at all. Just get the right recipe and you're good to go. All right. Let's see. I think it's time for me to get my fingers in there. Get all dirty. Perfect for little people. All right. Perfect for little people. Still a little sticky, so maybe I will stir just a little bit. Just let's try and get it all in there. Just work that flour in. Work that flour in. Awesome. This is good. The dough feels great. Just keep on working it until you get it all in. I still have a little flour left in my bowl. So I'm going to put the rest of it there. I save the rest for my counter. Of course, you know, I am going to have to put it onto the counter to get it worked in the way it needs to. So I'll do that now. Here's the fun. Here's all the fun. So we get it all there on the counter. And then we use our heel of the arm. Not too much of the fingers. Of course, you will need your fingers. But this is mostly heel, right? And just work it. And we're going to knead for 10 minutes. You see that dough? That's awesome. So once I get all of my flour in, I'm going to sprinkle a little at a time. I'm going to try and work in some of my Tutti Frutti. Now, if you don't want Tutti Frutti, guess what? You don't have to add Tutti Frutti. You add what you want. I'm creating memories from childhood. My mother used Tutti Frutti. My auntie used Tutti Frutti. And I love Tutti Frutti. I know some of you are saying, but that got food coloring and all kind of stuff in there. Okay, I'm just trying to bring back some childhood memories, all right? Bear with me. Put my raisins in there. And I'm gonna knead. That's still my flour from the 2.5 cups. And I knead for 10 minutes. One thing I'd like to say is this. To prevent overflowering, here's what we do. We add a little oil to the surface. Because if you add too much flour, then what's going to happen is your batter is going to be hard and very dense, and no one's really going to enjoy them, okay? Including you. So just knead. All right, let's put a little oil on my counter. Get the rest of my flour. And I knead. So when we come back, we're going to show you what happens. Here's what we're going to do. Once you're going to finish kneading for 10 minutes, set your timer for 10 minutes, set it aside, and then it double in size. Once it's double in size, you'll see what we're going to do. We'll be back when this baby has doubled in size. So we are back. Look at this beautiful gift I just put together for my neighbors. I don't know if you can see it really good. Hopefully my camera guy can zoom in. It's gorgeous. I know they're going to enjoy it. See, I'm not going to eat them this time. Maybe at the end I'll try just one. I'll tear it from the bottom. Anyway, so we're back and our bread, ta-da! Look at that beauty. It has doubled in size. We're going to need that towel. Remember, when you're making your bread, to cover it while it's doubling in size. Okay? So now we have a nice fat round dough. You're going to punch it. Here is where you get to take all of your frustration out. Instead of taking it out on your boss, your children, your hubby, your wife. Ta-da! Have fun! Punch, 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 punch. I'm tired. I just left it all there. So then I'm going to take it and I'm going to roll it like so. Just like that. Let me tell you a story while I'm doing what I'm doing. So I'm rolling it. I'm going to put this on the side so you can see what I'm doing. I'll put this there and bring this closer to me. All right, so now we're centered. You want to make sure all those air pockets get out. It's very important. Because I remember I used to sell bread. I used to make bread and sell it to try and build me my little shop. That's how I built my little shop. And one of my customers, he would every week, him and his wife, they would always buy bread from me. And I really appreciated that. And he said one day, he said, Marlene, I got a bread from you. And there was a hole in the middle because I didn't punch out all the air properly or just the way we rolled it. Okay, so I'm going to cut this because we're going to get 15. So I'm going to cut it in 15. Okay, great. So I'll put that knife away and I'm going to teach you how. So I was on my treadmill when I lived in New York and I would watch NBC News every day. I knew everything about Al and Matt Lauer and Ann Curry. Those guys were my friends. They just didn't know it. I'm telling you. And I would watch and watch. And one morning, a Jamaican lady came on, and she was awesome. She was making fried dumplings. So one day, we're going to have somebody come in here and help us to learn how to make some good old fried dumpling. And she showed me how. So if our camera guy can just zoom in so you can see how to make. And she tuck it. And that was a perfect little thing. I just love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. What did I do with that raisin? You know, raisin gonna be left behind, right? So we just go like so, like that. Tuck it. Cute. I love it. Now this has over the years really hurt my hand. You know, my poor fingers, they've been abused. But I just kind of pull it like a money purse, somebody said. I love the way that person said that. Like a money purse, right? And just kind of tuck it. And if you don't do it neat, it's not going to look neat. It has to be that you are, right? You're pulling. Now, how should your dough feel? How should the dough feel? Your dough should feel like the earlobe. Okay? So feel the earlobe and feel your dough. That's how it should feel. All right, so let's get it in there. Let's quickly get those in there while we're talking. right? Tuck, tuck, tuck. In a few moments, maybe an hour, less than an hour, we're gonna have the aroma of fresh baked bread. Yum in this kitchen. All right? If you find your dough is a little sticky, then just get a little oil and just kind of, get it on your hands or put a little drop or two on your dough itself. Remember, we do not want to over flour. While you are kneading your dough, however, if you find that you need to put a little flour, just use a little flour. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm putting a little oil because everybody's going to get a little dab. That's what I do. All right. So this finger is really hurting because I've shaped one too many dinner rolls. All right. Good. Awesome. Keep going until I get all 15. Because we want 15 of them. So that's more than a dozen. All right. It's more than a baker's dozen. Anyone else know how much is a baker's dozen? Type it in the comments below. How much is a baker's dozen? Tell me. I gotta make sure I have enough dough. 2, 4, 5. I need 5 more. Can you see it? Make sure they're about the same size as far as possible. How much is a baker's dozen? Okay, I'm in trouble. I don't have enough. 2, 4. So I need to pinch. So when it's like that, I'm glad it happened. I just take some from those that seem a little bigger, right? And make up the difference for the others. Just take a little from the others. That's all. You don't want it to be short because God's a God of order and He wants He wants it to look complete. So there goes 1. I need 4. There goes 1. 1 more. And the last one, I'm going to steal a little dough from this one. Good. There we go. Look at that. That's our last one. Awesome. So then what you want to do, put it in the warm area for about 45 minutes to an hour until they double in size. And then you pop them in the oven at 350 for about 20 minutes. That's what it would take to make them beautiful and golden brown and delicious like these babies we have right here. All right. So when we come back, we'll show you this finished product and we hope that we'll teach you how you can do your little icing as well. Quiz of the day. What's a baker's dozen? Be fair, be honest. Do not use Google nor Siri to find your answer. Think, all right? I've been happy to share with you. We'll be back with our finished product in just under an hour. We're back. It's been 45 minutes to an hour. And look at these. Aren't they beautiful? Look at how that yeast got them growing. Oh my goodness. I see my tutti frutti. I see the raisins. The only thing missing out of here would have been some coconut. And I would have put it in there. But I guess some of you say, oh my goodness, it's so junky. But I love it. So we're going to pop them into the oven. And it goes into the oven for about 20 minutes to 22 minutes. And it goes at 350 degrees. So let's go over to the oven and pop these babies in. Oven's preheated to 350. And there we go. All right. So once they're out of the oven, I'm going to come back and taste them to let you see what they taste like. Yum! You know I'm waiting to taste, right? I'm anxious to try them. You know I couldn't end this segment without trying one, right? These are too good to give just all to the neighbors. I had to try one. Let's see if those shoulders fall and if it's moist and tasty and sweet. And my eyes are already closed. I'm just reminiscing. I'm just salivating. Are you doing it with me? Delish. One more bite. We'll end this segment with a smile. See you next time. Remember, you're cooking with Marlene McKinney from Something Better Today. Subscribe, like, share, and hit that bell so you can know when we're on again. Bye-bye. Love you now.